Well, hello everybody, welcome back to Succeed with Hamid. I was in the middle of one of my own workouts warming up my butt for some squats that I'm going to do, but I wanted to share with you guys an alternative to glute bridges. And the reason I know a lot about this is that a lot of my clients come to me right after physical therapy, and they have those nice little spreadsheets that say, you do 50 clamshells, and then you do 20 glute bridges, and then you try and do X, Y, and Z, and so on and so forth. And it gets stale after a while. It doesn't hit the entire butt. It's a great launching platform, but it's not the greatest thing for the long run. So I wanted to show you guys this real quick. But first thing, what the hell is a glute bridge for those of you that don't know? Flat on your back on the floor, arms out to the sides, feet about hip distance apart. You can turn the feet out a little bit, but not too much. And the knees are just going to be right outside the hips. All you have to do is brace through your spine, roll onto your shoulders, and lift your hips up off the ground. So we're making a big bridge, and our glute is the connector. We do want to have a little bit of a neutral spine here. It shouldn't be an excessive arch, otherwise your back will hurt. But I also don't necessarily cue people to drive their hips underneath like this, because this is actually not functional. It doesn't really carry over to walking and climbing upstairs and everything like that, unless there's a ridiculous lack of connection between the glutes and the upper hamstrings. I usually just cue people, comfortably lift your hips as high as you comfortably can, hold it for a couple seconds, and then come back down. The biggest problem with this movement, if you're a very beginner, it's great. Just trying to get the balance between the hips here for some people is pretty challenging. But the problem is that the floor under my feet and my shoulders is stable. And I'm just going up and down. There's no lateral, rotational, any kind of stability that needs to happen here, at least nothing that will carry over to something like, let's say, a squat or lunges or step-ups or going up and down stairs or anything like that. So I like to use the Swiss ball version. I'm going to cut the video for a second and switch over. So I like to use the Swiss ball for almost everything I possibly can, just because it has a little bit of lateral movement to it, and it forces the body to try and figure out where the midline is. It's not a replacement for squats or any big, glute ham developer or anything like that. It's just something that up-regulates the recruitment of muscle fibers. What I want to do is I want to basically hold a neutral spine without over-bracing my abs and my glutes. I'm just going to hold this. The ball goes somewhere comfortable on the shoulders, not quite on the neck here. And then all you do is just lower your butt as far as you can comfortably, and then lift. And what I'm doing is I'm not really trying to over-recruit my butt consciously. My body will take care of that after about 15-20 reps of this. I like to hold the top for 2 or 3 seconds. And I come right back up. Pull these shorts up so you can see my booty. A little bit of the upper hamstring being recruited here is great. The thighs do have to help stabilize those knees. I go a little wider on this, but you can go narrow if you want to. It makes the rotation harder if I turn towards you guys. Now my obliques and my glute medius have to work a lot harder to stabilize. And you're looking for anywhere between 15 to 35 reps of this, depending on how warm you really want your butt to be. I usually do a couple sets of this, and then I eventually try and get to a single leg version. And you'll find that one leg is a lot harder than the other. This has a lot more to do with just the glutes. The shoulders, rotators have to work here, rear delts, rhomboids, pec minor, everything that controls lateral stabilization has to work here, including the glute medius and inner thighs. But this just gets everything ready for any kind of lateral stability. If you want to squat heavier, you need those guys to lock you in one place, so you just go down and up. Lunging especially gets tricky when some people have a lot harder of a time lunging with their left foot forward than the right. This will really point it out and give you a warm-up for it. But I hope that information was very helpful to you guys. Try it out and let me know how it works for you. Otherwise, as always, have a happy and healthy rest of your day. I'll talk to you next time.